Have you ever wondered what separates those who rise to greatness from those who remain stuck in mediocrity? Why is it that some people seem unstoppable, while others surrender at the first sign of difficulty? Here's the truth: the only thing standing between where you are now and where you want to be is your mindset. Today, you'll discover the blueprint to master your mind, fuel your ambition, and achieve success beyond your wildest dreams. This is Motivation for Success, the channel where we push you to aim higher, dream bigger, and never settle for less than you deserve. Stick around because by the end of this video you'll have the tools, strategies, and perspective to unlock the power that's been inside you all along. Comfort zones feel safe, don't they? They're warm, familiar, and free from risk. It's a place where you don't have to face rejection, uncertainty, or failure. But here's a hard truth most people ignore: your comfort zone is a trap. It's not just a place of rest, it's a silent thief that robs you of growth, opportunity, and greatness. The very place you retreat to for safety could be the reason you feel stuck in life. Denzel Washington once said, "Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship." Think about that. It's not the tough challenges, struggles, or failures that stop people from achieving greatness. It's the quiet, comfortable life of good enough. Comfort is seductive because it feels good. But what feels good in the moment often has long-term consequences. Success requires discomfort, and growth demands struggle. No one has ever achieved greatness by playing it safe. Comfort zones feel like protection, but in reality, they're a prison. It's not a cage with visible bars, but a mental trap that keeps you from pushing your limits. Imagine this: you've been living on autopilot, doing what's easy or safe every day. No risks. No growth. It feels good now, but what about 5 years from now? Picture your future self looking back at this very moment. Will you be proud of the choices you made today, or will you wish you had done more? Will you be grateful that you stayed comfortable, or will you regret all the chances you never took? The truth is, every day you stay in your comfort zone, you're delaying your future success. Every moment you spend playing it safe is a moment you could have used to learn a new skill, chase a big goal, or create a better life for yourself. Success doesn't wait for anyone. Time moves forward whether you're ready or not. 5 years from now, you'll either be celebrating the bold moves you made today, or you'll be regretting the chances you didn't take. But why do we cling to comfort so tightly? It's because comfort feels familiar. It feels safe. And as humans, we're wired to avoid pain and seek pleasure. Your brain is constantly scanning for danger, and anything unknown triggers that danger alarm. It's why fear and anxiety rise the moment you step out of your comfort zone. Your mind tells you, stay here. It's safe. Don't risk it. But here's what you need to remember: discomfort is not danger. Discomfort is growth. Think about every major milestone in your life. Did it come from staying comfortable? Did you learn to walk without falling? Did you master riding a bike without wobbling? Every great achievement you've had required you to face uncertainty, fall down, and get back up. Growth is never clean or smooth. It's messy, chaotic, and sometimes painful, but it's always worth it. The real cost of staying comfortable isn't just missed opportunities. It's much deeper than that. It costs you time, potential, and dreams. Time is the one thing you'll never get back. Every day you stay comfortable is a day you'll never recover. Imagine what you could have achieved if you had started chasing your goals 1 year ago. Imagine the skills you could have learned or the progress you could have made. The cost of staying comfortable is the time you lose forever. 2. Potential. Inside you is untapped potential. It's like a treasure chest filled with skills, talents, and abilities that haven't been unlocked yet. But potential means nothing if it's never activated. If you avoid discomfort, you'll never know how strong, smart, or capable you truly are. People who push themselves beyond their comfort zones discover strengths they never knew they had. 3. Dreams. Most people think dreams die because of failure. But that's not true. Dreams don't die from failure, they die from inaction. People give up on their dreams one day at a time. Each day you avoid action, you move one step further away from the life you say you want. The dream doesn't disappear suddenly, it fades slowly until one day, you look back and realize it's gone. The most painful cost of all is regret. Regret isn't something you feel right away. It creeps in slowly over time. At first, you don't even notice it. But one day, you look back on all the safe decisions you made, and you feel it, that ache that says, I should have done more. Regret isn't something you can fix. You can't go back in time. The only way to avoid regret is to take bold action right now. So, how do you break free from the comfort zone? You do it by taking small, bold actions every day. You don't have to flip your world upside down overnight. Just do one thing that makes you uncomfortable every day. Call that person you've been avoiding. Apply for that job you think you're not ready for. Sign up for that class. The size of the step doesn't matter. What matters is that you take it. Here's something powerful to remember, you don't have to feel ready to act. Most people wait for motivation to kick in. They say, I'll start when I feel ready. But here's the truth, you'll never feel ready. No one ever feels ready to chase their biggest dreams. If you wait for readiness, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. Denzel Washington said, you don't have to be perfect to get started, but you have to get started to be perfect. That's the secret right there. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need all the answers. You don't even need confidence. All you need is action. Action builds confidence. Action builds momentum. Action is the antidote to fear. But here's the twist, the more you face discomfort, the easier it becomes. What once scared you will feel normal. What once felt impossible will become routine. The fear you feel today won't be the fear you feel 6 months from now, because every time you face it, you get stronger. So, the question is simple, will you stay comfortable, or will you grow? Will you play it safe, or will you play to win? Will you let comfort steal your dreams, or will you step into discomfort and claim the life you deserve? Right now, you're standing at a crossroads. One path is smooth, predictable, and easy, but it leads nowhere. The other path is filled with uncertainty, struggle, and growth, but it leads to greatness. Which path will you choose? Here's a challenge for you, what's one uncomfortable action you'll take today? Drop it in the comments below. Call it out. Make it real. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe it's that job application. Maybe it's starting that side hustle you've been putting off. Whatever it is, name it. Write it down. Declare it. Your comfort zone is your cage, but you hold the key. Open it. Walk out. Your future self is waiting. Motivation is a powerful force, but it's not something you can rely on every day. Some days you'll wake up ready to conquer the world. Other days, you'll feel stuck, tired, and uninspired. That's why the most successful people don't rely on motivation alone. They follow a set of rules that push them forward no matter how they feel. These aren't just tips or feel-good ideas, they're principles for lasting success. Today, we're breaking down the 3 rules of relentless motivation, timeless lessons inspired by the wisdom of Denzel Washington. If you follow these rules, you'll break free from procrastination, overcome fear, and build unstoppable momentum. No more waiting for the perfect time or hoping for motivation to kick in. Let's dive in. Rule number 1, fall forward, not backward. Failure isn't something you can avoid. It's not something you can outsmart, outrun, or outwork. Failure will happen. The question isn't if you'll fail, it's how you'll respond when you do. Denzel Washington put it perfectly when he said, you will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a critical part of the process. But here's the twist, not all failure is the same. The difference between people who stay stuck and those who rise is simple: they fall forward, not backward. What does it mean to fall forward? It means that even when you stumble, you're still moving in the direction of your goals. Instead of letting failure knock you down for good, you learn from it, adapt, and get back up. Every successful person you admire has faced failure, but they didn't let it define them. They fell forward. They used failure as a teacher, not an enemy. Think about it, every loss you experience holds a lesson. But you only get that lesson if you're willing to reflect on it. When failure hits, most people ask, "Why did this happen to me?" But that question won't get you anywhere. The better question is, what can I learn from this? Failure isn't there to break you. It's there to teach you, to sharpen your skills, and to prepare you for bigger challenges. If you see failure as an opportunity instead of a punishment, you'll never stay down for long. Look at the lives of athletes, entrepreneurs, and world leaders. Their stories are filled with moments of failure. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. But what do they all have in common? They fell forward. They didn't just fail, they failed with purpose. Every setback became a setup for a comeback. The same can be true for you. The next time you fail, don't see it as the end. See it as a pivot point. Learn the lesson, make adjustments, and keep moving. Remember, if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Rule number 2, discipline over motivation. Motivation feels good. It feels electric. It's that burst of energy you get after watching an inspiring video or hearing a powerful speech. But here's the problem, motivation doesn't last. It's a spark, not a fire. And if you rely on motivation alone, you'll never reach your full potential. One day you'll feel unstoppable, and the next day, you'll feel exhausted. That's why you need something stronger than motivation. You need discipline. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't wait for inspiration. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Denzel Washington said it clearly, without commitment, you'll never start, but more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. That's the heart of discipline, consistency in action. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. Think about it. You don't feel like working out every day, but discipline gets you to the gym. You don't feel like studying every night, but discipline keeps you hitting the books. You won't feel like showing up every day for your dream, but discipline reminds you that feelings don't matter, results do. How do you build discipline? It's not as complicated as people think. Discipline isn't about huge, dramatic changes. It's about small daily actions. It's about doing the little things consistently over time. Small habits lead to massive results. If you commit to doing just one small action each day, even when you don't feel like it, that action compounds. It grows. And before you know it, you're miles ahead of where you started. Here's the secret, success doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, bored, or uninspired. Success only responds to action. If you act every day, even when you don't feel like it, you'll win. But if you wait for motivation to kick in, you'll be stuck at the starting line forever. Rule number 3, chase progress, not perfection. Perfection is one of the biggest lies you've ever been told. You've probably said it yourself, "I'll start when I'm ready." Or maybe you've told yourself, "I'll do it when the time is right." But here's the truth you need to hear right now, the perfect time does not exist. It never has, and it never will. If you keep chasing perfection, you'll stay stuck forever. Denzel Washington gave this timeless advice, don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. That's because perfection is a trap, and progress is power. People who chase perfection end up paralyzed. They spend so much time waiting for the perfect moment that they never actually get started. They tell themselves they need more time, more experience, or more preparation. But in reality, they're just afraid of failing. Here's the reality: you don't have to be perfect to get started, but you have to get started to be perfect. Perfection is an illusion, but progress is real. Progress isn't about getting everything right the first time, it's about taking action, learning from it, and improving. Think about a baby learning to walk. Do they wait until they're ready to walk? No. They fall, stumble, and wobble, but they keep going. Every time they get back up, they learn something new. That's progress. They don't chase perfection. They chase progress. And before long, they're running. So why do adults think they have to be perfect before they start something new? The world tells you to do it right the first time, but that's not how growth works. If you're constantly chasing perfection, you'll be paralyzed by indecision. You'll second-guess every move, hesitate on every opportunity, and waste time that could have been spent taking action. The solution is simple: start messy. Start scared. Just start. You don't have to know everything right now. You just have to take the first step. It won't be perfect. It won't be pretty. But it will be progress. And progress beats perfection every single time. Look around you. Every major achievement you see, the businesses, the inventions, the art, the world-changing ideas, none of them were perfect when they started. Steve Jobs didn't wait for the perfect time to start Apple. He started in a garage with limited resources. The Wright brothers didn't wait for the perfect time to build an airplane. They started with trial and error, crashing more times than they succeeded. But they kept going. They chased progress, not perfection. And that's exactly what you need to do. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. It never will be. The time to act is right now. Make the call. Start the business. Write the first chapter of that book. Take one step forward. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be progress. These rules aren't just ideas, they're principles for success. If you follow them, you'll become unstoppable. No more waiting for motivation. No more chasing perfection. No more staying down after failure. You'll move with purpose, persistence, and power. Now, it's your turn. Here's your challenge: drop one action you'll take today in the comments below. Call it out. Make it real. It doesn't have to be big, just bold. Declare it. Then take the first step. You might be thinking, but I'm not ready. You're not alone. Most people feel this way when they're standing at the edge of something new. A new opportunity, a big dream, or a life-changing goal. That little voice of doubt creeps in, whispering, "You're not good enough. You're not ready. Who do you think you are to chase this dream?" But here's the truth: no one is ever ready. Even the most successful people you admire, the world-class athletes, business leaders, and high achievers, didn't start out with all the answers. They didn't have certainty. They didn't have guarantees. They had something far more powerful: self-belief. Denzel Washington said it best: "Dreams without goals are just dreams." And the truth is, goals without self-belief are just empty plans. You can write down your goals, plan your success, and dream big, but if you don't believe in your ability to make it happen, none of it will matter. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. It's not talent, money, or luck. It's the belief that, no matter what happens, I'll figure it out. But let's be honest, building self-belief isn't easy. It's not something you're born with. It's something you have to build. The first step is understanding that confidence is the result of action, not the cause of it. People think they need confidence to start, but that's backward. You start before you feel ready, and confidence grows along the way. Think about learning to ride a bike. Did you feel ready the first time you hopped on? No. You wobbled. You fell. But every fall taught you something. Every stumble made you better. That's exactly how self-belief works. If you're waiting for confidence to kick in before you start that business, write that book, or chase that goal, you'll be waiting forever. Confidence isn't the starting point, it's the result of showing up, making mistakes, and realizing, I survived. I can do this. So what's stopping you? Fear? Doubt? Uncertainty? All of those things are normal, but none of them have the power to stop you unless you let them. Every time you face your fears and take action anyway, you strengthen your self-belief. Every time you do something uncomfortable, you prove to yourself that you can handle it. Here's a challenge: take action before you feel ready. It doesn't have to be a big move. It can be as simple as making that phone call, sending that email, or starting that project you've been putting off. It's not about the size of the action, it's about taking action. One small move forward builds momentum, and momentum builds self-belief. Ask yourself this: what would your life look like if you stopped doubting yourself? Imagine waking up every day with unshakable confidence, knowing that no matter what comes your way, you'll figure it out. That kind of belief makes you unstoppable. It's not that people with self-belief never face fear, they do. But they know that fear is just a signal that something important is about to happen. They face it head-on and keep moving forward. Here's your chance. No more waiting. No more self-doubt. Drop a comment below and share one action you'll take today that requires courage. No more waiting for confidence to show up. Take action, and confidence will meet you along the way. If you're still here, it's clear that you're serious about your success. Most people quit before they even start, but not you. You're here because deep down, you know it's time to take action. So let's make it real. No more waiting for the right time. The right time is now. What's one small action you can take today that your future self will thank you for? It doesn't have to be big. Small steps lead to big change. Write down your goal. Make that phone call. Start that project you've been putting off. You know the one. It's been on your mind for weeks, months, or maybe even years. Denzel Washington said, "You don't have to be perfect to get started, but you have to get started to be perfect." Waiting for the perfect moment is just an excuse. Perfect doesn't exist. Progress does. Stop overthinking it. Overthinking leads to doubt. Doubt leads to fear. And fear keeps you stuck. Here's the truth: action beats anxiety every time. Once you take the first step, momentum kicks in. Suddenly, it's easier to keep going. You realize, I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it. That's when confidence grows. So what's your move? What action will you take today? Drop it in the comments. Call it out. Make it real. If you stay silent, nothing changes. But if you act, everything can change. Don't wait another day. Take one step toward your dream today. No excuses. No overthinking. Just action. Your future self is counting on you. See you in the next video. There will be obstacles. There will be doubts. There will be days when everything feels like it's falling apart, and you start to question if it's even worth it. But here's a powerful truth you need to hold on to: obstacles aren't there to stop you. They're there to test how badly you want it. Denzel Washington said it best: if you're going to fail, fail big. Let that sink in. He didn't say avoid failure. He didn't say play it safe. He said, fail big. Because if you're playing it safe, you're not playing to win, you're playing not to lose. But greatness doesn't come from playing it safe. Every obstacle, every setback, and every failure is an opportunity in disguise. Most people see obstacles as roadblocks, but successful people see them as detours that lead to something greater. The truth is, every successful person you admire has faced obstacles that would have made most people quit. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job. Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine if they had seen those obstacles as signs to stop. But they didn't. They saw those setbacks as tests of their patience, courage, and perseverance. They understood something most people don't: the bigger the obstacle, the bigger the opportunity. Here's the mindset shift you need to make: stop seeing obstacles as proof that you're not good enough. They're not proof of failure. They're proof that you're on the right path. Every obstacle is asking you one simple question: how bad do you want it? If you quit at the first sign of struggle, then you never really wanted it that badly. But if you keep pushing, keep learning, and keep going, every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. When most people face a setback, their first question is, why is this happening to me? That's the wrong question. It keeps you stuck in victim mode. If you want to win, you have to ask better questions. Instead of asking, why me, ask, what is this teaching me? It's a small shift, but it changes everything. That shift moves you from feeling powerless to feeling in control. Suddenly, obstacles aren't something you fear, they're something you face. Imagine this: you're climbing a mountain. Halfway up, it starts raining. The rocks get slippery. You're tired, cold, and everything in you says, turn back. It's too dangerous. That's how most people live their lives. They turn back at the first sign of difficulty. But champions keep going. They find a new grip. They move slowly if they have to, but they keep moving. Why? Because they know the rain isn't there to stop them. It's there to see if they have what it takes to make it to the top. Obstacles are a test of character. They're there to build you, not break you. Every challenge you face sharpens you. Every failure makes you smarter. Every setback teaches you something that success never could. That's why successful people don't avoid obstacles, they look for them. Why? Because they know that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Here's something to think about: how would your life change if you saw obstacles as opportunities instead of problems? Imagine if every time something went wrong, you didn't panic, but instead said, this is teaching me something. You'd be unstoppable. Because the person who doesn't fear obstacles is a person who can't be stopped. Here's the challenge for you today: face your obstacles head on. Don't hide. Don't avoid them. Lean into them. Every setback is an opportunity for a comeback. Every obstacle is a lesson. Every challenge is a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for your next big move. The next time something goes wrong, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? The answer to that question will change your life. Right now, at this very moment, you're standing at a crossroads. Two paths lie before you. One path is smooth, familiar, and predictable. It's the path of least resistance. It's safe, comfortable, and requires little effort. But here's the thing about this path: it leads nowhere. No growth. No progress. Just the same old results, day after day, year after year. The other path? It's not smooth. It's not predictable. It's rocky, uncertain, and filled with struggle. It's the path most people avoid because it's uncomfortable. But here's the twist: this is the only path that leads to greatness. It's the path that challenges you, shapes you, and transforms you into the person you were meant to be. Denzel Washington put it best when he said, "Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship." Read that again. It's not the struggles or obstacles that stop people from growing. It's ease. It's comfort. It's the idea that staying where you are is somehow good enough. But good enough has never been good enough for those who want to live a life of purpose and power. You don't grow by staying comfortable. You grow by facing challenges head-on. So the question is simple: which path will you choose? Will you choose the path of ease, where nothing changes? Or will you choose the path of growth, where discomfort becomes your greatest teacher? Be honest with yourself. Most people take the easy path, not because it's better, but because it's familiar. Familiar feels safe, but it's also the reason people wake up 10 years later filled with regret, wishing they had done more. If you're at a point in your life where you feel stuck, this is your sign. It's not because you're unlucky or untalented. It's because you've been walking the path of comfort. It's time to change that. Growth doesn't happen in the familiar. Growth happens in the unknown. It happens when you step outside of what's easy and step into what's necessary. The truth is, both paths are hard. Staying in your comfort zone is hard because you're haunted by regret, what-ifs, and missed opportunities. But chasing growth is hard too. It's filled with failures, setbacks, and uncertainty. So since both paths are hard, you might as well choose the path that leads to growth. Pain is unavoidable, but progress is optional. If you choose the path of growth, you won't feel ready. You'll feel scared. You'll feel unsure. But here's the secret: that's how you know you're on the right path. When you feel nervous, anxious, or afraid, it means you're stepping into the unknown, and that's where growth lives. Growth doesn't happen when you know everything. Growth happens when you're learning, struggling, and evolving. Here's something to remember: comfort is a slow killer. It doesn't feel like it's hurting you in the moment. It feels safe, warm, and familiar. But every day you stay comfortable is a day you lose progress. It's a day your potential stays locked up inside you. You might not notice it at first, but one day, you'll wake up and ask yourself, how did I end up here? Don't let that happen to you. You have the power to choose the path of growth right now. If you're wondering how to do it, the answer is simple, but not easy. Take one uncomfortable action today. It doesn't have to be big. Call that person. Apply for that opportunity. Start that project you've been avoiding. It's not about doing something massive, it's about doing something bold. Every uncomfortable step you take builds momentum. Every bold move strengthens your mind. And every win, no matter how small, builds the confidence to keep going. So, which path will you choose? Will you play it safe, or will you play to win? Will you stay where it's easy, or will you rise to meet your potential? No one can make this choice for you. It's all on you. And that's a good thing. It means you have the power to change your life, starting today. Drop a comment below and declare your choice. Will you choose the path of ease or the path of growth? Call it out. Make it real. If you're ready to walk the path of growth, then this is your moment. Don't wait for the perfect time, because it doesn't exist. The time is now. You made it this far, which means you're serious about transforming your life. Now it's time to take the next step. Hit that subscribe button right now and join the Motivation for Success family. Here, we push each other to be better, dream bigger, and achieve the extraordinary. Drop a comment below and tell us, what's one goal you're ready to chase starting today? We want to hear from you. Your story matters, and your success journey can inspire others. If this video inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs a wake-up call. Send it to a friend, a family member, or anyone you know who's ready to break free from their comfort zone. Let's create a ripple of change together. Thank you for joining us on this powerful journey of growth and success. Remember, the road to greatness is never crowded because most people quit too soon. Don't be most people. Be the exception. Be relentless. Be unstoppable. See you in the next video.